Let's get this shit.
Hold up. Let's get this stuff. Let's get this stuff. Ooh.
What's the stuff?
She give me top in the morning, top in the
What's
morning, top in the morning, top in the morning, top in the morning, top in the
yeah,
morning,
yeah. How much top is that?
top in the morning.
If you get three tops,
It's way more than three. That's the thing you don't get. I
if
got more
Johnny has
tops.
7 tops,
He said if Johnny had 6 tops and he lost access to 2, he
how
said,
many bottoms are?
"Oh no."
Oh, that's not. That's not what we. Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, nah, not quite, not quite.
Oh,
But let me think.
like
Yeah,
how
let me
many
think.
though?
It's see the easy answer is 4.
Can you quantify that?
Can I? I could, but
Show
I'd
your
get,
work.
I'd get show your work. No, no, thank you. He said, no, no, I'm all right. I'm all right. Thank you. Appreciate it though. Um, let's see, man. First off, how we feeling, man? How we doing on this here uh Thursday?
Oh man, we doing spectacular, man. I drunk a Celsius on the way home from work, so now I'm feeling like I'm about to go to the gym, but I'm not.
Oh, okay. You feeling like thug right now?
Yeah, and I'm wearing a dress.
Okay. Different.
And and I got my tax returns. That shit got me moving different.
Oh,
I
you got back
bought
already? Damn, when you get your W-2?
I got my W-2 the first week of January.
Oh damn. I literally got my W-2 like a week ago.
That's crazy. I got my W-2 first week of January, but I couldn't file because the government don't let you file until the 23rd. So I filed the day it was active, and then 9 days later, I got my tax return.
Them boys is tricksters. I'm probably gonna file today when we're done. I ain't gonna hold you. I want my shit relatively soon.
I bought a pound of copper.
Oh,
Because
what?
it was melted down into an ingot, and I just thought a copper ingot would be cool.
A copper ingot, yo. Come
I just
on.
got one copper ingot.
I got a single copper ingot.
I would have got a gold ingot, but that would have been way more expensive, and I would have spent my whole tax refund.
All right. Well, listen. Well, while we on tax refunds, let's stay here for a second, right? What's the silliest shit you've ever bought with your tax refund? Or I'll
A
guess.
copper ingot.
He said, "Well, sure, maybe it's the pewter ingot I bought the year before."
Pewter
But
is
I guess
oh,
I'll go first. I bought let me figure out what this thing is called first. Like it's like a indoor air conditioner, except it's like it's gigantic.
is it an indoor air conditioner?
Yeah, yeah. Except it was like $900. It's huge.
Oh, you'd be. See, I haven't like spent my tax return on anything outrageous in years. The last like 3 or 4 years, I just been paying off credit cards so I can start the year off with all my balances at zero.
Okay,
When I
got
was younger, I used to spend my tax return on just what I never bought just like one crazy item. What I would usually do was just buy a bunch of expensive meals from expensive restaurants, like Morton Steakhouse, Ruth's Chris, Nobu.
you. Nigga buying
Um,
caviar and shit.
yeah, I'm buying fucking $100 tomahawk steak, stuff like that.
Can you
So I
imagine
never really just.
DoorDash and a rack of lamb? Like that's just insane to me.
I don't know why he's so loud. I mean, I don't gotta imagine I do that like regularly.
He said, "Yeah, I don't see why you would say such a thing."
Why you gotta like attack me direct? Listen, I have very expensive taste
Mm.
in food, and so I be like on a day where I'm drinking, and if I smoke or something, I get the munchies. I'll DoorDash like $120 worth of food, like a decent restaurant, get a steak and some sides, and yeah. So DoorDashing a 69.99 rack of lamb from New Zealand. That's regular.
He said that shit. That's Wednesday, Brody.
Now they not Wednesday. It's like Saturday.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say it's not hump day.
No, it's not. It's not hump day. Not quite.
All right. Well, all right. So if we take it off tax season for a second, what's the single just? What's your most regrettable purchase?
Most regrettable purchase. Let's see. I made at least 700 regrettable purchases, like bare minimum.
Mm-hmm.
So let me try to let me see. Actually, I could probably go through my Amazon right now and look.
He just. Oh yeah. That was $90 wasted.
Let's see. I bought a pair of Burberry glasses on Amazon for like $600.
Years.
Um,
Okay.
and this was like back in like 2014. So I was young and I was stupid. Um, and of course they
You
weren't
said you said
prescriptions, so I was just
you said was super right.
yeah,
Okay, just making
yeah.
sure.
S- Yeah, certainly I wouldn't buy anything that cost that much today. I mean,
Shit, like a pound of copper.
that wasn't $600. Okay.
A
But
pound
no,
of
I
copper
bought
is actually only $4. I'm sorry.
I must have got more than a pound then, because this ingot. Wait, how much is an ingot? I thought an ingot was just a pound. Yeah, 1 pound fine copper.
Well, gold ingot weighs 27 pounds, so I don't. How big is a
Oh,
standard ingot? They have a size, so I guess it just depends on the, you know, like the metal. Copper
okay.
ingot weighs is approximately 20 pounds. How much?
Oh,
A copper
I,
ingot is worth about $1 per ounce. 20 pounds. That's come on. Why make me do math? That's like $320, some shit like that.
I ain't spent that much. Um, I didn't realize that ingots went based off of. I thought you just bought like by the pound. I didn't know like ingot.
You can like you had there are pound ones and then there's but like the ingot's like it has a standard quote unquote measurement.
I see. I didn't know they had an actual measurement. I thought it was just. If I'm being real, I thought it was the shape that the metal was in. Because
I mean
like
that's essentially
gold
what it is.
blocks always have that same shape.
Yeah, I mean that's literally what it is. It's like the shape, the dimensions, it's all that.
Oh, okay, well,
Cast into a
nice.
shape suitable for further processing, typically oblong or one of those shapes.
Okay, yeah, not as dumb as I thought. Yeah, I know what an ingot is.
Yeah. So um I think the worst thing I bought was I got this I did this with a like the college refund, like the financial aid refund. I
Hmm.
think I got like 2,800 back one time, and boy, I went crazy. Like I bought like two. I went to H&M, got like 350. That wasn't the bad. That
Oh,
wasn't the bad decision here.
hold on.
But
I don't mean to cut you off, but you just reminded me of something OD dumb that I bought. This was like back in like 2012. I'm not gonna say what was going on, but I had a lot of money,
2012, the world
and
was gonna end. That's what it was.
that's probably what it was. Yeah. I bought a real Cuban link chain, like 24 karat gold, real. It was like $8,000,
Oh my god.
and my neck was too fat. It didn't fit, so I had to send it back. But I still bought it,
That is
so I
actually
still
pretty
count it.
hilarious.
Yeah, thank God for having a fat neck.
Fuck that fat phobic jeweler, yo.
I know, right? Yeah, they're definitely fat phobic because it's not like you can, pick the inches before you get the chain. I just didn't measure my neck. I just assumed that I could fit an 18-inch chain.
Nigga had no point thought to himself, maybe my neck is not. Maybe they
You
neck
wouldn't
and my neck is not the, the
18
same.
inches sound like a lot. So you would think that can fit around my neck with no problem. It was like almost like a choker, a Cuban link choker.
Cuba Link chokers insane. But no, so I'll say with that refund check, I was doing a whole bunch of shit, doing all that, and I think my most regrettable purchase was the number was nowhere near that large, but I remember again, I had 2,800 and I had
Go ahead.
bread to blow. So
Yeah.
I remember at the time I was playing Madden Ultimate Team, and you know exactly where the story's going.
Oh man.
Yep. And so
Uh
I tell you, one night, this particular night, for anybody who remembers, they had these zero chill. They had a zero chill. That was like the name of the promotion, like the program they had in Madden Ultimate Team, and they had these zero chill fantasy packs. That was $100 for 10 of
oh
those.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And when I tell you, I spent $400
Woo!
and bought 40 packs.
That that's significantly worse than what I was.
Four hundred
Damn.
dollars on a game I paid $60.
I was about to say, if we talk about games, remember when we got the stimmy, we got the stimulus, and I bought that Kukulkan Khan skin for Smite, $400.
Yeah, I mean, silly, but I mean, with as much time
Silly,
as we
but
put
it's I
into
didn't buy four of
Smite,
those.
yeah, with as much time as we put into Smite, like that's not even that insane to me.
Yeah, I still want that Baron one too, but I can't justify spending.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I want
remember I
Baron
also
too.
bought that Cthulhu spin, so that's $200 on two skins. I can't justify another 100 just for that Baron, but um I might, once I got my federal, once I get my state, all bets are off again.
Oh,
So
you get more from your state? Well, you live in DC, right? Y'all got different taxes or something?
I don't get more from my state. I get more from my federal, but DC taxes so heavily that I get a lot more back from my state
Okay,
than most people get. Because I
got you.
remember somebody was telling me they only got like 200 back for their state.
Oh yeah,
I
state don't
get
be much.
I get upwards of $700 every year from my state,
Yee-wee.
and
Yee.
that's low balling at 700.
Okay, yeah, that's spicy. I can see that. I can see that. But yeah, so that's my worst purchase. Was just buying 40 fucking packs of Madden Ultimate Team cards, and then literally like giving up on that ultimate. Well, not giving up, but like them stopping support. Like no more content was being done. Like 3 months later.
That's I was supposed to say that's kind of crazy. Like I said, Smite
It's
is
still
gonna
going. Yeah,
continue forever, but buying $400 worth of shit from a seasonal sports game like
yeah.
FIFA or
Where
Madden,
that
that
re-releases
is
every year.
crazy. How did you feel like once the money was gone? Like, did you have like a
Like a come to
damn?
Jesus moment. Nope.
Yeah,
Mm-mm. I felt
same
fine
here.
about it.
Yeah, I the way I look at life is short. And I'm always gonna get more money. So as long as I enjoyed what I purchased, and I feel like I got my amount of enjoyment out of it, I don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
Did
Like
I, did I have fun? Yeah. Okay then.
that's all that matters, baby. That's all that matters, man.
Yeah.
That is all that matters, man. And speaking of having fun,
What's
I like I can go a couple of different ways here, but speaking of having fun, the Lakers had quite a bit of fun at the NBA trade deadline.
silly,
Silly,
silly
foolish.
fun?
But yeah, so I guess we'll get into this right now because this is about our only. Well, no, we have two sports. Well, technically three sports stories. So I guess we'll do all three of them back to back and then get out of here. Um, this being the first one and likely the most important one. Um, there's a deadline tracker. I'm not doing every single one of them because that's just nuts to me. But we can cover the big ones. We can most certainly cover the big ones. With that being, what was the first one? Oh, Kyrie. Kyrie gets moved.
Yeah.
Um, Kyrie
I
got
thought it
moved.
was absolutely hilarious that the owner just said, "Man, you have been nothing but a shithead. I'm not sending you where you want to go. I'll send you anywhere but where you trying to go." And he
Yeah,
ain't get to go where he wanted to go. I respect it.
yeah, and I thought that was hilarious because I was just like, the
He might
package
deserve it.
that the Mavs got for him was just like it just wasn't. I thought it was nuts to me. Like I was just like, this package doesn't seem like it's enough. Like Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, 2 second rounders and a first rounder. Like,
Yeah.
granted, I guess don't get me wrong. Like, you got something. You got Spencer Dinwiddie back, who played well for y'all. He's been playing well as of late. You got Dorian Finney-Smith, who is a good defensive piece, and he's pretty versatile. He can play the 3 and the 4 and all of that. And you got picks. So, I mean, there's that. There's that. And
At
plus,
this
it's like,
point, Brooklyn is just rebuilding. They got all these
yeah,
first and
yes.
second round picks. They got rid of KD too, so they got Ben
Mhm.
Simmons and a bunch of second, first round picks
And young niggas. They got a
and
good,
young niggas. Yeah,
solid young core now, though. Like, so then they traded Kevin Durant to the Suns. Let me look at what
he
they
got to go where he wanted to go. That's just infinitely hilarious to me.
Yeah, that's very funny. I just want to see the full package was Kevin Durant and TJ Warren, which I think is a good pickup for the Suns. That gives them some bench depth. Or
Hmm.
he might actually start for the Suns, actually, with Mikal Bridges being gone. But the Suns gave up Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and Jay Crowder, and 4 unprotected first round picks for Durant and TJ Warren. Um, and so a lot of people were sitting up here saying like this wasn't enough for the Nets and da da da. But honestly, I feel like it was. Between Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson, you got 2 young dudes. Jay Crowder, I mean, you'll probably end up moving. I think they did. I think they literally did move him somewhere to the Bucks, I believe. So he gets moved anyway for some extra picks. So you got even more picks out of this. And you got 2 young dudes you can, sort of build your future with. And you got 4 unprotected first round picks from the Suns who have 2 niggas. Both of them are aging, but Chris Paul is
Yeah,
aging, and
that's I
Kevin
was talking
Durant has
about
a
this
history of
before we
injury.
started. Yeah, everybody's already talking like the Suns won the West, but like, have y'all seen the way Chris Paul been playing this season?
I mean, granted, don't get me wrong, they just became a significantly better team.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
Significant.
is, I don't think it's a big three. Honestly, I think it's Devin Booker and Kevin Durant.
Yeah, it's a 2.5. I think it's a
I,
two and a
I
half.
was gonna say, how long? How much longer is he even gonna play for?
But mind you, the thing is though, with Devin Booker and KD, it's like Chris Paul can easily just kind of go out there, do nothing, and just stumble into 8 assists. Like that's kind
Yeah,
of all you need to do. I don't need you to do much. Just just run the offense. That's really all it's going to take. Um, so I do think like the Nets are not in as bad a position as people think. Like Cam Thomas is him. It's clearly him. 40 points, 3 straight nights. I mean, niggas are like, yeah, well, no one else is taking the. Yeah, I hear y'all, but like 40 though. Like
40.
40. We're not talking 25. We're not talking 20. We're not talking 30. We're talking 40. 3 straight nights. One of those nights was against Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Like, nah. Sorry, you can't fool a real nigga. So this was a some this I think this was arguably the best the Nets could have got out in this whole situation. Like the Nets fucked up with the whole Harden shit. They fucked up with a lot of different choices here. The Ben Simmons shit. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah,
just made a lot of bad decisions. And I think in terms of being able to back themselves out of that corner, they did the best they could. And
yeah.
I'm not too mad at what they got. I'm not mad at all what they got. Um What else? What else? What else? I guess we ought to talk about the Lakers, right? Because that's another team that got significantly better. The Lakers added quite a bit of people. The Lakers had. Let's see that trade. Let's see that trade. It was the D'Angelo Russell trade. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, a three-way trade between Lakers, Minnesota, and
And the Jazz. Yeah, the Jazz.
yeah.
So basically, the Lakers traded Westbrook and a pick that's top 4 protected in 2027, which to me that's great because
Hmm.
in 2027 the Lakers will stink,
Oh yeah,
and if they're bad enough to get a top 4 pick, guess what? They keep their pick. So I think that's a solid trade for the Lakers. You basically traded Russ and a first rounder for D'Angelo, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt. Like this was a solid trade. Like Malik Beasley is averaging fucking 13 and 3 on some and regular shooting splits, but he's shooting well from 3.
hmm
So it's like he's a career at 38% free 3 point shooter. Like so, that's a shooter. That's another shooter you needed. A guy who can play hard. And then Jared Vanderbilt gives you a lot of defense boards. He averages 8 and 8. So it's like you're getting defense, you're getting boards, you're getting a versatile wing who can do power forward, small forward, maybe a little bit. Hell, even play small ball center or some shit. I don't know. Um, and then him, Malik Beasley, and you're getting D'Lo, you're getting D'Angelo Russell, who we saw was there already, but now you got a real scorer off of the bench, like an actual true scorer off of your bench. And not only
Yeah.
that, but he's a point guard. Like he still averages 6 assists. So it's like this team got a lot better. This I'm still shocked that somehow, some way, they were able to do all this with just Russ in a first rounder. Like that just seems crazy to me. I just don't.
And Russ is more than what people think he is.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Russ is averaging 16, 7, and 7, but it's just Russ's deficiencies didn't work for this team. I think they will for some teams.
Yeah.
I think there's quite a few teams that I think this year, if you add Russ to them, it makes them better.
I
Quite
was
a
about to say the Lakers need stars right now. They need superstars to go with LeBron and AD.
yeah,
And like you
stars,
said, his
shooters, they need all
deficiencies, yeah, they need Russ just wasn't a fit for the Lakers, but he's still Russ.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like again, he was still averaging. I want to say I think last I checked, it was like 16, 7, and 7. I don't know what it is now. Could be something different, but like 16, 7, and 7 is a great stat, bro. That's what Ben Simmons damn near was averaging when we thought Ben Simmons
When
was
he was good.
yeah, like Ben Simmons was averaging like 16, 8, and 8. So to average 16, 6, and 8 on 40% shooting, which is not great, but he's shooting 30% from three. Yikes. And so think about it. So then the real problem with Russ was the turnovers. He wasn't playing any defense, and he can't shoot free throws, and he's not a shooter in general. He's just not shooting well. It's not efficient. And so I think on a team where you're not requiring him to score 16, 15 a night, he can go back to 12, 8 and 8. Like he can be a guy just kind of sits back and just, all right, I'm gonna just do my job. And so now Russ is on the Jazz, and I think the Jazz needed a real point guard. They had what was it, Conley? They had Conley, but I could see them looking at Conley, looking at Westbrook, and saying, "I'd rather have Russell Westbrook than Mike Conley."
Mm-hmm.
And I get that. That makes perfect sense to me. And I don't know what the Jazz gave up in this trade. Well, they gave Jared Vanderbilt. And the Timberwolves received Mike Conley and Nikhil Alexander Walker and some picks. The Jazz got Juan Toscano Anderson, Damian Jones, top 4 protected pick. And if it doesn't, like basically, if that pick is covered and the Lakers keep it, then it gets converted to a second round pick. So, decent. But yeah, no, this is great. This is a good look for them. I mean, D'Lo is shooting 39% from 3-point range, like a real shooter. That's what they needed. So, yeah, this is a good look. And I think even the Timberwolves got a slightly bit better here. Because they got a real point guard. Like D'Lo was not playing point guard for them. He was really a 2 who was just playing the 1.
Yeah.
And I think now that they've got a true point guard in Mike Conley, that's what Mike Conley's gonna do. Like he's gonna be a point guard for real, for real. He's averaging damn near 8 assists again. You know what I mean? Like, so he's gonna be a point guard for real. And he's shooting 36% from 3. Like, don't get it fucked up. Like, he still has a shot. So I think this was good for the Timberwolves. And if I'm looking at the Timberwolves, I'm thinking to myself, Anthony Edwards is the real scorer here. When Cat comes back, he's gonna be the 2. I don't need a big 3 with a guy who's just trying to, like, you know what I mean? I don't need D'Lo to be another guy to
Yeah.
take the ball out of Anthony Edwards' hands. Like, so I can understand why they got, they shipped him off. And he was playing well, so he improved his trade value and it was able to get the Minnesota Timberwolves something decent.
Did he bounce around, or has he been on the Timberwolves ever since he left the Lakers back in whatever that was?
He went to the Nets briefly,
Oh
and
yeah, I do remember him on the
then
Nets.
was on the Timberwolves for a little while, something like that, right?
He's only gotten better since he first left the Lakers. So
Yeah, no, I mean he was young back then, but he was
yeah,
he was on Golden State for like a season. I forgot about that.
I was gonna say I totally forgot he was even on Golden
Yeah, yeah,
State.
yeah. He was on Golden State for a season. Then he played 2 years with Brooklyn. Or no, he was 2 years with Brooklyn first, then a season with Golden State, and then he's been on the Timberwolves ever since.
I feel old talking about this for some reason.
Yeah, no, I definitely do. His rookie year was 2015. Like I remember that team, him, Julius Randle, Lonzo, like that team
And
was good.
he was young. Remember when everybody was making a big deal out of the situation with
Oh, Nick Young, where he was,
him and yeah.
that shit was so funny.
How old was he? He was probably like
He
what
was like
20?
21, maybe 22.
Yeah,
Which I mean, granted, I feel like you still should have known a little bit better, but it is what it is. That shit was hilarious though.
yeah. Damn, this feels like so long ago.
Crazy thing is though, actually, D'Angelo Russell is having a career year. This is the best he has ever shot from the field,
Damn.
like ever. Like regular field goal, 3-point percentage, even free throws. No, starts for one season, but like no, he's playing the best ball he's ever played. So this is a great look for the Lakers. A really good look. I mean, you're getting the best version of D'Angelo Russell 8 years after you traded, or 7 years after you traded him away, which usually does not work that way.
Yeah, at
uh,
all.
what else? The Lakers also added Mo Bamba, and they got rid of
Oh yeah, I
Thomas
saw
Bryant,
that.
which is another good look because I think Mo Bamba was fucking rotten in obscurity in Orlando. They don't know what the fuck they're doing with any of their players, honestly. And Mo Bamba's got a 3-point shot. He's got a little bit of a shot. He's a little bit of a shooter, can stretch the floor. Thomas Bryant most notably cannot. So I do understand why the Lakers did this yet again. Mo Bamba is shooting 40% from three. So again,
That's really good for yeah.
yeah, for a big man, and that's only in 17 minutes a game. Like, so he'll be the primary backup. But realistically speaking, I mean, with as much as Anthony Davis's ass be out, that nigga's gonna play.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that nigga's gonna play. And all you had to do to give up to get him was Patrick Beverly, which again, adding D'Lo to the roster, I now have an extra guard. So fine by me. The Lakers got away with a lot of shit. I don't know how they got away with
Yeah, I
all
was
this.
just thinking these niggas they made out like bandits this year.
Yeah, they really got some good trades going. And
Did
there was a
they change anybody in the back office to make these good ass trades?
no, it's still what's his name, Rob Pelinka. Still Rob
Hmm.
Pelinka. Let's see. The Blazers traded Josh Hart to the Knicks for Cam Reddish. I get why Portland did this because Cam Reddish could be a young guy in the future, and they got a first round pick, and they're looking at it like Josh Hart is getting a lot of boards. Actually, Josh Hart is shooting 50% from the field and grabbing a career high 8 boards per game. So,
Hey,
hey, that's good for
everybody having a career high this season, huh?
that's a good look for the Knicks. I'm not gonna cover like the smaller ones, the Eric Gordons, the all of that type of shit. I'll look at a few of these. Let's see. I don't care about Mike Muscala. Be for real. Um, oh, the Warriors traded James Wiseman, who literally
Oh
was the
yeah.
number 2 pick in the draft, which is kind of nuts. Like, so they dealt him as part of a 3-team trade, and Kevin Knox will go to Golden State.
Isn't
And
Gary Payton too coming back to Golden State too?
I think yeah, roundabout way he ended up getting there. He got traded and then traded again and then got there, something like that. But basically, the Warriors gave up James Wiseman for Kevin Knox and 5 second-round picks. Uh, and people were having me crying. They were like, "Bro, how you gonna trade your number 2 pick for 5 second-round picks and Kevin Knox?" And I'm like, "Well, unfortunately, no one has any first rounders because the fucking Thunder have all of them. Like
Yeah.
between the Thunder and the Jazz, like the Jazz have like 4 or 5 or some stupid shit. The Thunder have a million of them. The Suns now have no, not the Suns. The Nets now have a million of them. There are no more first round picks. Like they're all gone. So the Suns got Darius Baisley in a swap. I think that was a great pick. Darius Baisley is very solid. So this is good depth at power forward. These teams are making moves, man. A lot of these teams I'm watching, even the Hawks getting Sadiq Bey, that was a good look. And all the Hawks had to give up was fucking Kevin Knox and some picks.
Yeah.
Actually, no, and the Kevin Knox came from the Pistons, so all the Hawks had to give up with some picks for Sadiq Bey. Like I'm cool with that. Like Sadiq Bey was playing well. He literally is. Let's see, he's having a career high. Oh, he had a career high last year. Okay, gotcha. But he's averaging 15 and 5 this year. So yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah.
So all around, the Clippers add Bones Highland, which this could be a great look. Bones, I think, he's a very solid player. He's just really inefficient. But he's nice. Like he's actually nice. Like he's really nice. He's just not. He hasn't been playing efficiently. So there's that. But I think that's a good deal for the Clippers. Clippers added somebody else. I don't remember who else. But oh, they got Mason Plumlee. That was also another one,
Oh,
which
huh.
does help. Mason Plumlee be doing some silly shit. I don't know how he do it.
He really do. Have you seen Mason Plumlee highlights?
Yeah, I've seen the highlight tape. He really be doing some silly shit for real. For real. I'm just like, bro, what you doing? Like,
Who
um,
was this is off topic from the draft, but who was that other fucking silly ass white dude that has this move where he like blocks shots from like 30 feet from the rim. Like he tries to obstruct the view of the rim, and he has the technique named after himself, and it works like very efficiently somehow.
I, that doesn't even sound vaguely familiar.
Google basketball player, I forgot what his name is. He has a method to block shots from nowhere near in front of the guy. He just obstructs the rim.
Um,
I,
um, hmm.
I don't even know what you would Google to look
Yeah,
for that.
that's what I'm thinking about. Like, uh,
Google white NBA player weird blocks. I don't know if that's gonna work. Let's see.
it's a white guy in the league currently. I don't even know
Oh yeah,
who
this
in the
is
world that could be. I'm just gonna look at the season leaders for blocks right now. To be honest with you, sure it's gonna be a little while for us to see a white guy. Uh, let's see, Brooke Lopez.
no, it's definitely not Brook Lopez.
Okay, Walker
Um,
Kessler,
hold on.
Porzingis maybe.
No, these are all players that everybody would know. Well, I mean, maybe not everybody, but oh, is it? Oh, it's Luke Cornett. Look up Luke Cornett, new 3-point block
Oh my god.
defense.
Yeah, I love how that shit is one of the first things that come up. The Cornet contest. Hold on.
Barry, I told you it had a name. The Cornett contest.
What is this? I'm crying. That shit is mad funny.
Look at the name of this video. The entire NBA laughed at his defense, but then in all caps.
This is hilarious. Yeah. The Cornet contest. That's funny as fuck. I didn't know anything about this. Oh man. Which is hilarious. Like, cause I was thinking like he actually really blocks shots, but like nah, he just getting y'all
He
away.
just obstructs the
Yeah,
rim, and that shit works. They broke it down percentage wise. It works a
I could
lot.
see it. I could see it because like I can't actually see the rim. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
I can understand that. I can understand. Like if someone even says they got numbers to back it up, like how do you even back that up? Like yeah, he said he found about 30 instances where it happened. And first off, opponent shot around 25%. That's hilarious. And he's 7'2". Luke Cornett's 7'2".
I didn't know he was that fucking big. Jesus Christ. Of
Good
course
God.
that shit works.
I didn't realize he didn't even look 7'2" in that video he was doing it in. That's crazy. But yeah, so trade deadline is wild. NBA looks like it's gonna be crazy. So we'll see what's going on there. But I'll tell you what, man. I definitely think the Lakers were fleecing niggas. I don't know how they got away with this. I just don't, man. I don't. And
I
on
had
the
to pull a
topic,
few strings, but I made
on
it
the
happen.
topic of fleecing,
Oh,
on the topic of fleecing niggas, stealing from niggas, scamming, look no further than Russell Wilson's foundation and some hot water, baby. And this one
hmm.
I actually didn't quite understand. I don't like. I mean, I guess I do understand it, but it's kind of nuts. Where I was basically just saying like, well, let me see this right. So he's got a foundation called the Why Not You Foundation, and they've donated approximately 40% of its earnings to charity, with the rest going to fundraising and employee salaries. So don't get me wrong. The expenses of the foundation includes a six-figure salary for a personal friend who is an employee of the foundation. But if you dig a little deeper, the website doesn't list any employees or a CEO, but does show its board of directors. Right? Not a single member of the charity board has a nonprofit background, but they all share personal connections, which
Mm,
includes Russell Sierra, Russ's longtime personal lawyer, a VP at Goldman Sachs who's a friend of Russ, Russ's agent,
mm.
Russ's brother, Russ's PR manager, a close friend of Russ, a former Seahawks receiver who played with Russ. Now, granted, the board members being your friends, that's not too it's not too insane. However, what they were saying is in 2020, Will Russell won the Walter Payton Man of the Year award for his charity specifically.
Mm. Was it this charity or was
it,
it another
it
one?
was this one. It was this one.
Mm.
So don't get me wrong, the Why Not You Foundation posted a lengthy response in which they said the foundation raises funds and provides grants and gifts, and our partnerships have allowed for more direct delivery and impact. Our dynamic partnerships are nigga, you didn't address nothing. Literally, they didn't. At no point did they address anything that they were accused of. This is definitely going to be something that he's going to have to answer for because people fail to realize that like there's a whole like formula for like nonprofits, and when you only give like 40% or 30% of your earnings, damn, Sierra looks so fucking good in this picture. But when you give like only 30% of your earnings, like in terms of like are used for charitable activities, that's almost always a telltale sign there's siphoning going on here. Like
How much is the standard for a charity?
above easily above 50. Like don't get me wrong.
Damn, that's it. I thought
Well,
it was gonna be like above 80%.
Well, the reason why it's not something like that is because depending how much revenue you bring in, think about it. Like if I bring in 10 million a year and 80, say 75% goes to that, like I might be paying, like I might have a CEO. I might have 7 people on staff or like 9 people on staff who get paid 80,000 each. You know what I'm saying? So it's like salary does eat up a big chunk of this. But when you have no listed employees or a CEO, and you spent more money or just about the same amount of money on quote unquote salaries as you did in terms of what you gave to charity, that doesn't add up. You don't have employees technically. So
Yeah,
who was paid a salary? Like who
yeah,
got paid? You know what I'm saying? Like it don't even add up. Like okay, so how hmm, huh? Like so that's one big one. And don't get me wrong, they paid $1.9 million into executives in 2020 and 2021. Again, they don't have a CEO. They don't have employees.
who are the executives?
Love to know that, right? I'd love to know that. So the foundation spent 600,000, with almost double that on salaries and benefits. In that time period, for every dollar the found, and this is 2020 and 2021. In that time period, for every dollar the foundation raised, it donated just over 24 cents.
That is very low.
Which is very low, like very low. Like don't get me wrong, like the number is never supposed to be that low. I think even 50 is low. You get what I'm saying? Like some nonprofits are as high as 90 cents on a dollar. Like you were saying,
Yeah, that's what I was
80. Like
thinking.
some can
Yeah,
get to 90. Like because again, like let's say you're the Red Cross or like you're one of those big ones. 90 is not hard at all because if you're
yeah,
raking in 50 mil a year, then 10% of that ends up being 5 million. I can pay mad employees with 5 million. But like if you're only bringing in 1 million, then chances are you can't afford to pay more than what, one guy, two guys, maybe.
yeah,
Like you really can't. Like you're not gonna have 10 employees and you only bring in $1 million as a foundation. Uh, so yeah, they gave out a quarter of the money raised to the people who need it. The rest went to quote administrative costs. Hmm.
Hmm. That administrative cost, man. So is that administrative cost?
And so someone else noted that the percentage is not unusual among athlete nonprofits. Many
Oh.
which is basically saying this ain't a Russell Wilson issue. It's more so an issue with the players and the league and the union, which encourages these guys to, be philanthropic and da 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 and all of that.
This is
But
what I was saying before the pod. More than likely, all these niggas just, like you said, the league encourages them to be philanthropic. So all these players that don't know anything about, charity or managing money,
they
probably
find a guy to set it
they
up
just set it up, take their hands off, let niggas run it. All right, I set up a charity, I did my good deed, and they
and my
don't even
friends do
check
their
back.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
my
exactly.
friends
I
do
put all
their
my
shit.
friends on the board. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, and I think this is a much bigger problem than just Russell Wilson. Like I think they're on your ad. I don't know why they specifically went for you, but they're on your
because
ad.
he's the super Christian guy. He
Broncos
is.
Nation. Let's ride.
He's yeah. That was the real reason because they knew he was finna buy Broncos Nation.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Russ is about to buy NBC.
Yeah, they had to get him out of here before that.
Oh man, so yes, this is a bad look for sure. But like like the guy was saying, I definitely think this highlights that this is not just a Russ issue. This is an issue of anytime you have these rich niggas who don't think about it. They're NFL players. I would argue a vast majority, like 90, 70, 80% of their time and energy and effort goes to football, and the
Yeah,
rest goes to their family. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, I don't have time to run a philanthropic endeavor. Like, all I know is someone told me that you can use this to write off on your taxes. So yeah, sure, do y'all shit. Like, do y'all thing. Like, I'm gonna put the niggas who manage money in charge of that, and hopefully that works. But when you have no one with a nonprofit background, you know what it ends up being? You end up raising $7-8 million, and then when you see the money you get back, it's for like clothing drives and turkey drives, and
yeah.
it's just like,
I'm
dog,
just gonna do what I saw when I was a kid in the hood.
yeah.
That's yeah.
And it's like, bro, how do you bring in 7.5 million and y'all doing turkey drives? Like, bro, y'all could have bought land and set up a farm for them niggas to get their own turkeys. Fuck a drive. Niggas could have had their own turkeys. Like, you could have bought niggas a garden. Like, fuck giving them food baskets. You could have set up a garden for much less.
Man, I don't know nothing about that. I know when I was a kid, I went to
You
church
don't
and they
have
was giving out cans.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All you gotta know is enough to think, well, maybe we should just because think about it, like it's like one of them things where I give y'all food on Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then da da da, and it's like okay, but that's not sustainable. What do they eat in April? You know what I'm saying? What do they eat in June? And we ain't figured that out yet. Listen, bro. Listen, man. We ain't on that right now.
You doing too much, bro. We just
Yeah,
trying to help people. You
what
did.
questions you got, yo? What's up with you, yo? Like, so yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. We'll see if they catch anybody else scamming because I'm sure that they will. Like, who you think? Like, if you had to think of a football player who you think is like fuck 25%, that nigga just like scam it. Like, who you think is real? I know Kenny Galladay, his shit is like 3%. That
Kirk
boy,
Cousins.
he's stealing money. Oh, you think Kirk is? Oh man, actually, I want to see if Kirk Cousins has a. Let me see if Kirk Cousins has a what do you call it? A charity. Yeah.
This nigga forgot the word for charity once he heard his quarterback.
Look at that,
Then
Julian
nigga,
Kirk Cousins Foundation.
what's the percentage looking like?
Oh,
What's
it's
the
not gonna be
prize?
on their website. It ain't gonna be on their website, but they Boys and Girls Club, Compassionate Heart Ministries, a bunch of church shit. This nigga super Christian, so
Mm.
I know he's stealing money.
Oh yeah.
um, but yeah. So, how much does he give to charity? He made a large gesture last week, reportedly donating 500,000 to the team. So, okay, that was last week. I don't care about that. Duh, duh, duh. Yeah, okay. Like literally, I'm looking at feeding America's hungry children. They give 99.1% of their money to
Damn. Wait, what? Not
99.1
to directors.
directly to the cost.
Okay. I was about to say there's just no fucking way. How's that a charity?
Them Books for Africa, brother. I don't know, a bunch of places I never heard of. But anyway, shout out to those guys. 90% of they shit. Them boys is insane. But I feel like a lot of those are businesses that can afford to just run off. Like we don't really need to make a profit. Like the nigga bankrolling all, like the nigga who set all it up is probably insanely, ungodly rich.
Yeah, that's what I was
So
thinking. We just need some more philanthropic billionaires that can run an organization, pay everybody,
yeah,
and not have to worry about
the only problem with
overhead
that
and costs.
though is you're gonna run into a lot of the same attitudes because for some of these niggas, this is just a flex. I'm only donating because it make me feel good. You know what I mean? I'm doing it
It's
because
evil.
yeah, well, like mind you, we talk about this with the Mr. Beast shit. It's like, do we need more of them niggas? Sure, but we also have to understand that with more of these niggas comes a lot of other bullshit because you get these people who think because they donate money to you and they give all this money, you got to take whatever I give, you got to accept what I give, and then some people do
Yeah.
reputation laundering because in their head, well, nah, I gave $1 million to charity, so now y'all can't question shit I say, y'all can't question shit I do. I mean, think about it. They did this with Kyrie, where people were sitting up here If people were talking about like, oh, he doesn't care about his teammates, he's selfish with that, da da da. People are like, well, if he's so selfish, why did he give money to da da da? We're not talking selfish in a general sense. I'm talking selfish in the sense that you don't care about your teammates. I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck if you're like not selfish with your money, nigga. I'm talking about the fact that you are selfish to the degree that your team is being hung out to dry and you don't give a fuck. Like this has nothing to do with what you give. But of course, again, people will use that reputation shit to say, well, if he's so selfish, why would he protest with the Standing Rock protester? Because he believed in that shit. I don't know. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, your teammates need you and you ain't showing up. The fuck? Right? If I agreed to do some shit at the job with my coworkers, right? Like, oh, you need me to help you write a report? Got you. You need me to take notes on this committee call? I got you. Oh, you need me to come up with this? I got you. And then I just didn't show up and didn't do that for them. They would call me selfish,
oh
and they
yeah,
would be correct. They would be correct. Like it'd be one thing if like something happened and I just couldn't make it to work that day. Yeah, sorry, nothing I could do. But if I was making a willing choice that involved me not showing up for work, yeah, they would call me selfish, and whether they're right or whether they're wrong, they would have every right to think that.
yep.
So, what else? What else? What else? In some good news, on the last topic of sports, Florida reversed their decision that student athletes have to present their menstrual histories to participate in football or not football, state sports. Like
We just gotta start getting niggas out of here.
yeah. Yeah.
Why
I
would that even need to? How do you even keep a history of that?
Yeah, now they said the board also ruled that only the page with the doctor's signatures is going to be shared. That includes information critical to a first responder, like histories of asthma, allergies, or concussions. And which, granted, like that's nigga, that's all you should be. That's it. That's all you should
Yeah.
be asking for. Like the fact that you were sitting up here asking when was your first period, when was your most recent one, how much time do you usually have from the start of one to the other, how many have you had in the last year? Like, dog, what are you trying to do?
Why are y'all? Yeah. What is all this?
What are you trying to do? What's going on? Right? And mind you, Florida already had a law that they passed 2 years ago that bans transgender women from participating in women's and girls sports. So it's like y'all already covered that base. This is just strictly about what? Like
I'm
you
just
gotta tell
letting
me
y'all
something.
know, bro. Just
Yeah,
I'm
you
letting
gotta
y'all
tell me
know.
something.
We got the power to do this, yo. This is sick shit, man. Florida, most of this country is man.
Yeah. So real nasty work. But that's a win, yo. Yeah, y'all keep making noise. Every time they do this bullshit, y'all make some noise and flip some shit over. It'll get dealt with. It'll for sure get dealt with. Where we want to go from here? We got a bunch of video game stuff. We got a little bit of television and entertainment. We got Valentine's Day. We got Fabuloso. We got dead end trips to the edge of the universe or something. What do you want to do? I guess we can do Fabuloso real quick, actually, because it's very quick, so we can just get that shit out the way.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, for my Latin Americans, I have some very tough news. You you might want to sit down. Okay, how do I say this? Nearly 5 million bottles of Fabuloso have been recalled due to the risk of bacterial growth. Apparently, a preservative was not added at the intended levels during manufacturing, which resulted in the growth of a bacteria found widely in soil and water. People who are most at risk include those with weakened immune systems, which, I mean, considering we just dealt with COVID and we're still dealing with COVID, that's probably a lot more, y'all. Uh,
Yeah.
Underlying lung conditions, again, since we just, like, you know what I mean? It's like,
This a COVID bacteria?
no, but what I'm saying is pretty much everyone at risk is niggas who would have been at
No, but
risk.
what I'm saying is, why is this bacteria affecting niggas with weak respiratory system? Why are you attacking that specifically?
That's what the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission said. I don't. They said the bacteria can enter the body if inhaled through the eyes or through a break in the skin. And so think about it. With Fabuloso, chances are you're gonna inhale that shit because people do that. They just burn Fabuloso on a stove.
Oh yeah, I definitely used to do that.
Yeah. So the alert was issued, and it said that the 4.9 million bottles were manufactured between December 14th, 2022, and January 23rd, 2023. They were sold at a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Dollar General, Home Depot, Sam's Club, Walmart, and more. They give the first 8 digits at a lot code, and if you got one of the products below, you can get a refund through a special site or by calling a company. Immediately stop use of the product, dispose of it in this container. So listen, if you bought Fabuloso, pretty much from around Christmas time forward to now, you might want to check that lock code. You might want to check that UPC code, buddy.
If you was sick, that's why you was sick.
Yeah, you might want
Go
to check.
ahead and sue. Get that
Yeah,
civil
word.
suit
I'm
ready.
sure there's a class action coming. Yeah, keep your ears pinned for that, because you will be a part of that. And that's about it. That's all I got on that. So I'm sorry. I apologize to Latin America. Um, I guess the only solace here is that Bad Bunny won a Grammy. So
Yeah,
maybe that helps y'all out. I don't know.
I don't think it does.
I don't
But
think it does either, but maybe it helped. Well, since we're on the Grammys, because I bought us here. Um, let's talk Grammys. Let's talk Grammys. One moment I thought was odd was Jill Biden being there for some reason.
why was okay?
Yeah, Jill Biden was there to let me see. I don't know. She was there to present some fucking award. I don't know. Uh she gave a Grammy award for the first Grammy in the category of Song for Social Change. Which is not that shocking because I was telling somebody the other day, like, I don't remember if y'all noticed. Do we know who Common is, right? The
Yeah,
rapper.
you can say that. Yeah.
Do we remember when Common was, like he was kicking knowledge and all that type of shit? And then he made this switch to making, like, for lack of a better term, social justice music.
I remember that.
Right? And then suddenly he started ending up on like Microsoft and IBM commercials and shit like that. Um, just something to think about. Just something to think about, especially now that they've got a song for social change. I mean, between him and what's that woman? What's that woman who sung that? It's one of them Selma songs. I can't even think of it.
One of them Selma songs.
You know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about.
I don't.
Damn, not Glory. Not Glory. Glory was the Common joint, and they won an Oscar for the best original song. That's interesting. But it's that one. Fuck, what is her name? I can't think of her name. So I don't even trip over it. But she be making that music too. It's a couple of them. But yeah, so Joe Biden came out to present this award to an young Iranian woman who made a song for the women's rights protests, and I'm just like, bro, listen, shout out to Shervin Hajipour, which is the woman's name. But it's like, can we
Yeah,
not see the agenda like here? Like, y'all got beef with Iran, and suddenly you're gonna push the woman who wrote a song that no one heard. I promise you, I'm not gonna mince words here. Y'all didn't hear this song.
I definitely didn't hear this
Y'all
song.
didn't hear this song. We didn't hear this song. It's Iran's unofficial protest anthem. But my thing is, when did Iran's protests begin? The song was made in
Um,
September, by the way. Like a song that released 3 months ago. Y'all think okay, all right, you got it. Like, again, I'm not about to sit up here and say nothing wrong or rude to y'all niggas. All I'm gonna tell you is that niggas didn't know this song. Niggas didn't know the song. So it is what it is. But let's see. Okay, so yeah, Joe Biden. Lizzo won Record of the Year for that song. Which, I mean,
okay.
yeah, that song was going crazy. And well deserved. Uh, Let's see. We'll get to Harry Styles in a second, but Bonnie Wright won Song of the Year. I'm not. This is the one I didn't understand because how does that happen? Like, I got to see who's in this category. I do, and I know it's not gonna matter because I'm gonna look and it's gonna be a bunch of people you should have lost to. Yeah. It was a bittersweet ballad about a heart transplant, and it beat out Lizzo's song, which also won Record of the Year, which is funny. What the
That
fuck's the difference
makes
between Song of the Year and Record of the Year? But okay.
yeah. What I don't. Why is
Um,
that even two different categories?
don't know.
Just
Don't
so
care.
they can pick somebody that's supposed to win the award and the nigga that they chose to win the
Exactly.
award.
Exactly. Right. So it was up against Lizzo's song, which already won Record of the Year. It was up against that Harry Styles song, which again was a huge fucking song. It was up against Break My Soul by Beyonce. Like, brother, man,
Ooh, no, this
or
is
young lady, you were supposed to win lose. Now, what I will tell you, and at the end, it's funny because I wrote this whole article on this specific song of the year surprise Grammys win. This woman didn't even expect herself to win.
of course you didn't.
Here's the last sentence, and this explains everything. The award marks Bonnie's 11th Grammy win.
Okay,
She
get
first
the fuck
won
out of
in
here.
1990, picking up 4 awards, including 3 for her now classic LP, Nick of Time.
Classic, huh?
Not even that, because I'm sure Bonnie gets it in. This song should not have won it. You know it shouldn't have won, but I get it. She's a darling. She's a Grammy darling. You got to keep feeding her. Cool. It is what it is. Best new artist went to a jazz musician. This one I thought was interesting. Samara Joy won, black woman, jazz musician from oh god, where is she from? Don't know. She's American. Where is she from? Where is she from? Da-da-da. New York, it looks like. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Born in the
I
Bronx.
thought it was gonna be somewhere in the south. You know, jazz is a
Yeah,
soul
23
music.
years old, born in the Bronx. Jazz singer.
23, she's young to be. Okay.
Yeah, mind you, I'd never heard of this woman. I don't know who else was in this category. I my vote would have went for Ice Spice, but it's nothing I can
Yeah, there's nothing you should have did.
do. Like, I want to see that category. I don't who best new artist. Let's see. It was Anita, Omar Apollo, sheesh, Dami and JD Beck. Don't know who that is. Lotto, say her whole name.
Yeah,
Um,
say it.
yeah, say
y'all
it.
wanna put her in the race. You gotta say her name.
Oh, that's who Anita is. Okay, I've seen this woman many times on Twitter. People just think she's sexy.
Uh,
Lotto, Main Skin or Mon Skin. I don't know how to pronounce that. The O above an A. I don't know what that accent means.
yeah.
Money Long. Actually, that's interesting. Money Long got this. Hours and Hours, which also won that night. Toby Nwigwe. That nigga's weird. Molly Tuttle and Wet Leg. Wet Leg is an amazing name, by the way.
Wet leg.
Yeah, who's in Wet Leg? That's got to be some white people. That's got to be some white folks. Let me see who Wet Leg is.
It's a band.
Probably. It looks like it's 2 people. British indie rock band.
Okay. Yeah.
It's 2 women. Yeah. Okay. Wet Leg makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. Reminds me of a little bit of even though they're American, I don't know. They just look like Haim to me. But yeah, so I can see her having lost this section to really anybody here. Anita, Omar Apollo. Omar Apollo wouldn't have surprised me. Lotto would not have surprised me. Even Money Long, who also won another award this night, would not have surprised me. So interesting. Definitely interesting. But yeah, all right. Shout out to Samara Joy. Let's see. Beyonce made history by winning 2 Grammys. Cuff It won Best R&B Song, and Renaissance won Best Dance slash Electronic Album. Kim Petras and Sam Smith won Best Pop Duo slash Group Performance for Unholy. Now, granted, I don't know this song at all. I've never
Mhm.
heard it before.
I don't
Until
either.
that night, I thought it was ordinary. Um, I don't know. I don't like the fact, I guess, that Sam Smith is genuinely talented, and I just feel like songs like this are beneath him, but or beneath them. I don't know if Sam Smith has, I don't know what their pronouns are, but uh, I just don't. I don't. It's just not enough for me. Like I don't like how cheap it gets sometimes, especially with like this fake Illuminati outrage shit that y'all be doing sometimes, where it's just
They
like,
still doing this?
yeah, they're still doing it. They are still doing it. And mind you, Sam Smith has 5 fucking Grammys and an Academy. Why does Sam Smith have an Academy Award? Why does Sam Smith have an Oscar? Hold on.
Yeah, an Oscar?
Why does Sam Smith have an Oscar? What does that mean? Where did Sam Smith get an Oscar from?
He must have wrote a song in some movie, but
Best original song, 2016. Jane Bond's theme, "Writing on the Wall." Okay, never heard of that, but good for you. I just didn't. I just thought it was weird. I just thought it was genuinely weird. Like, I just don't like Sam Smith can sing for real. Sam Smith can make good songs. So it's just like it's insane that this is what Sam Smith like. This is what they're gonna reward from Sam Smith. Like, they're not gonna reward him actually going hard and doing shit. They're gonna reward. I mean, I could read the lyrics, but I'm not gonna do all that. He lucky, lucky, yeah. He lucky, lucky, yeah. Ooh. Uh,
ooh,
like,
ooh, ooh.
mommy don't. Mummy's insane. Mummy don't know daddy's getting hot at the body shop doing
Okay.
something unholy. He sat back while she's dropping it. Yeah, she be popping it. Yeah, she put it down.
Actually, what's crazy? I actually like that song, but uh, no.
He said, nigga, no.
If you
So
actually listen
yeah.
to the song, it's obviously the lyrics are trash, but I like the beat is really good and the way he synthesizes and auto tunes his voice.
Hmm.
I mean, the words you were just saying, I didn't even realize that it was this song until you said something specific,
Yeah. So
especially the mummy part, because that's wild. Being British, I can't believe that.
yeah. Yeah, most definitely. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. It is what it is. Let's see. I had a bunch of niggas winning for Encanto. We do not care. Viola Davis, we got her EGOT. That's the Emmy,
Yeah,
Grammy, Oscar, Tony. You know. So y'all gonna have to start calling Meryl Streep the white Viola Davis. Y'all gonna have to start doing
hell
that
yeah, got her.
now. No more of that black Meryl Streep shit, yo. White Viola Davis, nigga, get it right.
Facts.
Adele won Best Pop Solo Performance.
Okay.
Uh, let's see. I don't know. What else? What else? What else? Oh, how did I forget this? Harry Styles won Best Album in a category that featured Bad Bunny and Beyonce.
That is crazy.
And I mean, obviously, the obvious answer here would be Beyonce, right? Like niggas are looking like, well, if I had one of the best R&B song, I had the best R&B song this year. I also had the best electronic and dance album this year. Meanwhile, Harry Styles, if I'm not mistaken, won just best album, and that's it.
Hmm.
So did he? That was it, right? Or was there more? No, that's it. Yeah, no, that's it. Meanwhile, Beyonce has lost Album of the Year at the Grammys for the fourth time. Um,
Yeah, she's
and I remember looking at who she lost to, and I kept thinking to myself, the only one that made any bit of sense to me, who was it? It was Adele once. It was Beck. The Beck one was the most egregious. No, this was the most egregious, but the Beck one
yeah,
was
I was about to say.
it was Taylor Swift, Beck, Adele, and who was the fourth one? Or is this the fourth one?
This is the fourth one I would
This is
assume.
the fourth one. Is it? Is it? I don't know. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up. Da-da-da. Fourth loss. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. This is the fourth. So yeah, that was all four. Like Taylor Swift at the time, I can't recall whether Taylor Swift's album was really that hot, but I'm sure it wasn't better than Beyonce's album. Like that's the case. It's never better. But it doesn't really matter at these award shows, right? Like it's not about what's better. It's about what their narrative is and what they're pushing for that particular year.
Exactly.
And this year, they did a lot to help the LGBT community out. Which, granted, I'm all for supporting that the community, but Renaissance was heavily influenced by. So you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's almost like I'm just thinking to myself, like, what you still could have followed your script and still got it to Beyonce. I don't even
That's
understand how you still end up with
black
Mary.
on top of LGBT. That's too much.
Yeah, and then Harry makes the speech talking about. First off, okay, let's back up for a second. Harry Styles wears the nastiest fucking fits I've ever seen. I'm
Yeah,
not
that
even
shit is
talking about.
god awful.
I'm not even talking about him dressing, quote unquote, how a woman. No. I've seen niggas wear clothes that are traditionally worn by women, and they look fine in them. This nigga looks terrible every time I see him.
That's always what people say.
Nothing
That's
he
the
wears
main
fits.
argument. He just don't. He don't be dressed. He don't got that shit on
He
though.
do not have that shit on. He simply cannot, will not, and does not have that shit on.
They don't call him Mister Put It On.
They call him Mister Take That Shit off. Mister, please put that shit back. So I'm just confused. I really am confused. I don't know why. I don't. I don't know why. I haven't heard this Harry Styles album. That's what I will tell you. I've only heard two songs, which is As It Was and I don't know, that Watermelon song or some shit. I don't know. Not to say that this album is terrible, because it probably isn't. It's probably a decent album. It's probably an above average album. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you whether it is. I listened to Renaissance. It was a phenomenal album. And that's my issue. Like, when you have a phenomenal album that still checks the boxes of all the agendas that you're trying to acquiesce to tonight, how do you still lose? We're talking record breaking run from Beyonce, check. Record breaking for the Grammy, that's perfect, check. Right? We're talking a legacy act, us preferring a legacy act. Okay, that's check, that's two. Right? We're talking the gay community, that's three. We're talking Beyonce just in general. Like, it's just Beyonce. Like, so it's just like, I just don't see how you can continue to get skipped over in positions to where it makes so much sense to just go with Beyonce. It's so easy. It's so easy. It's so easy. And then this nigga gets up here on stage and then says, this usually doesn't happen for people like me.
All
And
right, buddy.
and this doesn't happen to people like me very often, is what he said. And I thought it was really hilarious. Um because one, we knew what you mean by, like, so that's the funny part. I thought it was really hilarious that a lot of people actually genuinely did not know what he meant by that. Like, they were just like, well, what do you mean? Like, this always happens to white men. And then niggas cited Beck. They cited a whole bunch of white guys who have won awards that they probably or maybe didn't deserve. And I was just like, oh, you guys aren't you. Who's gonna tell him? Like, you didn't catch it, did you? Like, you're not hearing what he's saying, are you? Like he's not talking about former boy band niggas. He's not talking about I don't know. Is Harry Styles from the UK? Is that where he's from?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Like, he's not talking British niggas. Like, you gotta. He's not talking former X Factor contestants. Like, those aren't. When he says people like me, that's not what he's referring to, Brody. Um. So I thought that was hilarious that people just didn't catch what he was getting at there. I was like, nah, listen, I ain't gonna say it too loud, but he's saying some
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
He's saying some shit for sure. And I think a lot of people got on him about that because, and that was the whole different conversation about, not pulling people out the closet, but like niggas queer baiting and all of that shit. There was a lot going on about that. Like, listen, dog. I ain't seen nothing from you yet besides you dressing fruity. I'm not saying it's your, like, you know what I mean? You don't owe that to me to prove that to me. I'm not telling you that. But what I'm telling you is you about this close from me deciding that I don't believe you no more.
You're saying it way too nuanced because the niggas that get on there and talk about this just outright say
No, I'm
it.
talking about from the actual community itself. Even the community itself is looking like, look, dog. It's about time you you know what I'm saying? Like they looking like I'm not saying you gotta pop out with a nigga, but I need to see more than you just dressing like a fruit. Like that's not enough for me. Like
How prevalent is queer baiting in today's day and age?
I think it's relatively prevalent in the sense that I think, and again, I don't know the nuances of queer bait, so don't get me wrong. Like I can't get too deep into it, but I do feel like there's a lot of folks who are genuinely gay who are playing it up. That's
Oh
not
yeah,
necessarily the same as baiting, but there's definitely like it's definitely like, all right, I'm like a dude will pop up, okay, he's gay, da da da, this and that, and they're like, yeah, but like, can you be gayer?
can you be gay?
Like just a little more, a little more oomph, a little more pizzazz. Like start went like, I'm gonna start acting up. Start, like really doing your shit. Like
Really doing shit? What do you mean by that?
yeah, like double down on it, like gay plus, new gay plus. like so it's like I definitely feel like, especially with like, because I mean that's kind of my thing with Sam Smith. Like, and again, this is not to take nothing against Sam Smith. I mean, I don't know if Sam Smith decided on their own that they were gonna get gayer, but that happened. It certainly happened.
Oh, that was actually my idea.
You took Sam Smith and said, "Hey, look, listen here, folks. I'm gonna need you to." I think Sam Smith goes by they them because I'm not seeing a he in any description I've seen of Sam Smith.
Well, I mean, you had it right the whole time so far.
Like I'm not seeing it anywhere else. Like yeah, they grew up in. Gotcha, heard
Oh
you.
yeah, they
Yeah, they grew. Gotcha, heard you. I
they
thought
grew up in Persia. Oh wow.
no, they grew up in I don't know, Great Chess Show.
Oh, you said Persia. I thought you said they grew up in Persia.
Damn, Sam Smith got liposuction at 12. Oh man, they was on Sam Smith's ass.
Hello.
Well, they were bullied for having breasts as a child. They was getting on Sam Smith's ass. I ain't gonna hold you.
Damn.
Yeah, they was doing Sam
Jesus.
Smith bad. But yeah, so yeah. So anyway, I definitely like. Don't get me wrong. I don't know how prevalent it is. Again, I'd probably have to ask my girl because she'd be an expert on all things queer. But um, yeah, no, I imagine it's not, especially with how the push that's happening on both sides, both the hate for the community and the more just being more acceptance, and not even accepted. It's more brands realizing this is monetarily beneficial. Like it's just more
Yeah,
brands realizing if I lean into this, I can come out with money because the hate promotion alone is free marketing. So I don't even really got to pay for marketing. So I'm saving money on marketing. And then on top of that, people want to feel like they're supporting a cause. Like, so you see a lot of people, a lot of artists, and this is what I mean, where it's like, take this outside of just the gay community. There's baiting going on in general, where people just pretend that they're standing for something because it's
it's
easier to.
trendy to care about something.
Yeah, exactly. It's trendy to care about something, right? Like, so it just makes it easier. So it's like, well, if I pretend I care about the plight of the community, that gives me the leg up over the guy doing the exact same music that I'm doing with the same everything. Like if I'm a B minus rapper or a C plus rapper, he's a C plus rapper. We both rap about the same shit, but y'all think I care about the black community. Yeah, guess what? You're probably gonna lean my way if it comes down to that. So you see a lot of people doing it. They do it with rock stars. They do it with a lot of people where it's just like, all right, you gotta move a certain way and then we cool with you, right? Move a certain way, and then that'll move the needle, and then we'll be good. We'll be good.
Yeah,
So I definitely think there's a lot of just baiting in general, like people pretending that there's something that they're not, because I mean that's the way of the world, really. Like just and that crosses everything. That it don't matter what community you come from, what culture you come from, what music you making, what form of media you're making, what nigga football players is doing it. Like it don't matter. Like so, um, yeah, that's the Grammys, man, and that's about as good as I got. Um, I don't think I got anything else. Did Lady Gaga win anything? I don't think Lady Gaga was even nominated. Listen, I have I won't speak too candidly, but I'm a big fan of Lady Gaga, and I will leave it at
This nigga's a
that.
super fan.
I wouldn't say a super fan. I just I tell you what, yo, just lock me in.
Yo,
Hey, hold on, they cut my mic off. They cut my mic off. They start playing like the music that they play at the Grammys when niggas
I was
talking
about
to
to
them
say they
all
grabbing the cane.
night. No, not they hooking me. But yeah, so that's about all I got there. Yeah, so where else? Where we at now? We are pretty far into this, and we have not covered a lot of these things. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? You want to go Hogwarts? You want to go Last of Us? You want to go Nintendo Direct? Dead end trips? What you want to do?
You talk about Hogwarts is going to Nintendo.
Cool, 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 cool. So I'm gonna pull a Nintendo shit up. You want to lead the Hogwarts joint?
Sure, why not? Uh, what are we getting into? Just the controversy,
Wherever you want to
the
start.
controversy.
Wherever you want to start, and I'll just go from there.
First off, everybody's making a big deal out of different aspects of this game. Um, First thing, when I first heard about this game, I never really cared about it from the beginning, just because I'm not even a Harry Potter fan.
Hmm.
Like even when I was a kid, I didn't really give a shit about Harry Potter.
Me
So I
neither.
never,
I read like two of the books, and that was it.
yeah, I was about to say, I think I read up to Goblet of Fire or whatever that shit's called, and then that was pretty much it. I never finished the movies. I never finished the series or whatever. So I was never one that was gonna care about the game. But so it's for me, it's easy not to support what's her name, J.K. Rowling, a shithead,
Hmm.
when I don't care about the series anyway. Um, so I see a lot of sides to this because first thing, I don't think you should support the game because Jake, whatever her name is a shitty person. But I don't give a shit if people buy the game per se because I mean I don't know. I get it's your childhood and you want to continue doing something Harry Potter related. I want to buy it, but I don't go to the depths of anger and hate, shitting on people that I see other people doing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I definitely think that's where for me it just gets weird because it's like one, I mean, I'm not gonna play this just because one, I don't have really an interest in the series itself. And then two, just looking at the mechanics and the gameplay itself, it's like, okay, so this is like a million looter shooter RPGs. Like I've seen
Yeah,
this already. Like
that
so
was
this
another thing. People were since they dislike what's her name so much, they're shitting on the game and saying it's this horrible thing when it just looked mid to me. It definitely don't look good, but it don't look
yeah, it looks
terrible.
average. It looks like
We
an
keep saying
ordinary game.
there's so many shitty people out there and they do shitty things so consistently. You don't have to make up shit, to make people look worse. So you don't have to shit on the game and try to make people feel stupid for playing it just because what's her name? I keep saying what's her name. I know her name sometimes. J.K. Spalding. Yeah, you don't gotta.
JK Small.
No, you don't have to say the game is so bad when it's okay. And it's fine that it's okay. Shitty people can make okay things. Oh yeah, I know niggas would have been even more mad if the game actually looked good.
Yeah, like if that shit was crack, like yeah, niggas would have been even more furious. But I notice people do this when they really, really hate something. Like
Yeah,
people will then move past objective criticisms and it just they like and then the problem is though, to people who are either uninitiated or don't know as much or just aren't really paying attention, all they're gonna see is you going extra hard for something that it doesn't seem like it deserves that.
exactly.
Like all they're gonna do is see you going like this shit looks like ass and da, 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 like going crazy. Like this is the worst game I ever seen. And niggas looking like
And
I mean
it
it
hurts your
looks
points because it comes off as disingenuous
right.
because it
And to
don't
them, they're like, it
really
looks like a 7 out of 10 game. It looks solid, I guess. Like I don't see what you're seeing that makes this game look despicably bad. Like, oh, a game that gives you a bunch of skills, but only two are useful. So like most of the RPGs, like you know what I mean? Like they're just thinking like, I mean, I don't. ooh, early game footage that looks terrible. Like, ooh, like early game builds that are like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you're fighting the first boss of the game, so of course you're spamming the same move over and over. Like, that's a thing.
Yeah,
That's a thing. Like, so that was one thing I didn't get. But again, you saw people doing this with AI art. That's another one where you saw people
yeah,
doing
shitting on
where
there like, oh, this compares nothing to real
yeah,
art. You know,
or like
like,
how
bro, you
stupid
don't
do you
have to
have to be
lie.
to fall for AI art? And I'm like, dog, do you understand how people consume media? It's very easy to fall. You don't have to like if you're just scrolling on Twitter and it's cropped already and you can't see it, like you're just gonna keep moving and
Yeah, I'm
thinking
just like, oh, that looks cool, and I'm just glancing at it, I'm gonna keep going.
like so it's just but we see this happen a lot when people have real visceral reaction. And granted, in this case, like it's very uh worthy, right? Like I'm not like I wholeheartedly understand why you're fucking pissed at J.K. Rowling. Like you know, you should be. And at the end of the day, like, nah, like Shorty's a turf and
Get
it's
it the fuck
nasty
out of here.
work. It's nasty work. You know, but for me, it's just like and a lot of people are talking about it, like, I just think there's more valuable ways to spend your time than going on Twitch and finding whoever's playing the game and harassing them, you know?
Yeah,
Um
and also I
and
want to say from the other side of that, why are you crying at what some people on the internet are saying? Like, really, be for real, please.
yeah, that's another one. That's another one. And one, why are you crying like what people are doing? But even like it's just like, dog, if you wanted to play that game that like if I wanted to play that game that bad, I would simply play it and not tell y'all. If it came down to
Or
it, I would simply
yeah, like
tell y'all.
if you know you're sensitive like that, and you're gonna feel some type when people start talking shit about you, play it in silence. Or I'm just gonna play it and not care what people say. But that's just me.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just like dog, like I just don't see why y'all gotta go to these lengths. And don't get me wrong, there were a lot of people who were like, well, of course you wouldn't because it doesn't affect you and um a lot of other things. And I was just like, dog, like I mean, I get what y'all saying, but it's just I don't think y'all are are I, the thing is when someone is somewhere and they're dead set and they're not moving, it really doesn't matter what I say to you because
Hmm.
at the end of the day, like the way you see it is playing this game is like crossing a gun line. You know what I mean? It's just that simple for you. Like playing this game is a matter of listen, if you play it, you know what you're doing, you know what you're supporting, and I can't rock with you at all. And it's just a lot of people who are gonna say, bro, that's just not how it's not. I just wanted to play a little wizard RPG with the little game with the little book
With the
niggas.
little game.
Well, the book niggas I've been reading for 10 years. I might not like this woman at all anymore. I not stand for nothing she stands for. But I
But she
mean,
had a significant impact on not even her, the series. She had a significant impact on my childhood, and I want to, play a little wizard game.
yeah.
Harry
And that's my
Potter.
thing. Like, cause I think to myself, like, imagine like you were a Jewish person and you heard what Kanye said. Like, bro, that's super fucked up. But you can't take college dropout from me. Like, you can't take that from me. Sure, it's your shit. But like you're not about to take late registration of my beauty. Like you can't steal that from me when say for example if that was a pivotal thing for you like so and again obviously in that case you are the community that is actually being targeted. So of course people get mad at people who are not trans who are like, well, I'm going to play it anyway because it's just a game and da da da. I'm like, it's not as simple as it's just a game, but I'm not willing to go as far as this game is 100% like, you know what I mean? Like it's again, that's where the nuance comes in. Like, I'm not willing to sit up here and say, if you play the game, you are an op, period. And I'm not willing to sit up here and say, well, me playing the game does nothing. Like, no, it's somewhere in between. You know what I mean? It's definitely somewhere in between. Um, and I just think that they're like, again, it's just a lot of it seemed not overblown because again, it's like the reaction of somebody, you know what I mean? Like again, if somebody who was a super well-known racist made something and people supported it, yeah, niggas would be mad.
Yeah,
Of course
that's
they'd be.
why it's a lot of nuance to the situation. You gotta, on one hand, you want to say, "Hey, I'm tripping. It's just a game," but at the same time, think about it. If fucking, like you said, think about if David Duke made a game and everybody was fucking Ryan Tip for
Mhm.
David Duke.
Yeah, and then the David Duke game was like a franchise that's existed for like 20 years that you grew up with. Like, so it's like I hate the fact that
Only in
David.
the last few years you realize that the person that made it is actually shitty.
Right, exactly. So like I hate that David Duke's involved, but it's like again, like if I jack it that much, I might still play it begrudgingly. I might, like I said, I might still play it and not necessarily post pictures and do all of the extra shit. But so that's why I just felt like I'm like, listen, I do get it. I wholeheartedly understand it. I just don't think it's as cut and dry as niggas is making it. Um,
Oh yeah,
and and don't get me wrong, some of the arguments I heard in defense or was just kind of corny to me. I was just like, dog, like y'all sitting up here saying like, well, the devs got to get paid, bro. The devs are paid already. There's break evens.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
that's all it is about. It's about breaking, and it's a
The
Harry
only
Potter game.
niggas that's getting paid now is the people on the back end.
Yeah,
The
and it's a
devs
Harry
were paid while making the game.
right, and this is a Harry Potter game that y'all are now hate promoting. I promise you, this game's breaking even.
That's what I was about to say. I feel like a lot of and obviously I definitely believe there's people that feel strongly about this. But I feel like it's like we found out afterwards with the whole Zack Snyder thing that it was a bunch of bots that we still don't know what the end goal was, but I feel like there's a lot of people that create bots just to make fake outrage because they just want to stir the pot.
Yeah, I can see that. I could also see a lot of real outrage, and I could also see the
Oh yeah.
bots having so strong of an influence that if the bots set the tone at, say, act up, well, guess what?
Uh,
We know how the social media sphere works. So if the bots is acting up, I gotta one up the bots. I'm finna go crazy, like
yeah.
so. Yeah, I could definitely see that, and I like I said, I definitely understand the heat behind all of this. I mean, I would never be sit up here and act like I don't get it. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
it's just for me, it's just this happens often where people will hate promote something and they don't realize what they're doing because in their head it's just like, well, I'm getting people not to play it, but it's like, dog, like you're getting people not to play it, and again, you're gonna get tired of explaining why you shouldn't play it because then you're getting pushback every time. So what you're eventually gonna do is just say, listen, if you play this shit, I'm not fucking with you. Period. And once you go that route, again, you have essentially given a cosign to contrarians.
Mhm.
You've literally told them, yo, go buy this game. Like, and I'm not saying that's your fault. What I'm telling you is that's just the reality of what happens. Like, people literally will support, like, and that's the other part. Like, J.K. Rowling used to be on like conservative niggas hit list because of all of this magic shit, this wizard shit. They felt like that was real shaky. Like they wasn't
Yeah.
jacking all of that. And all it took was for J.K. Rowling to be transphobic. And they were like, oh, nah, you know what? Nah, you know what? Maybe she was spitting this whole time. Okay, yeah, nah, maybe she was on to something. So
Black
you
man.
see how
That's cool.
easily people are influenced literally by their dislikes.
Mhm.
I don't like the game might be a 7 out of 10 for real. But the fact that y'all hate it so much and that me enjoying it brings so much this discord to y'all life, dog, this 7 now becomes a 9 just off of the strength. Because it just feels better. Because I'm a contrarian. I'm an asshole. I'm a bastard. You know what I mean? So it's like that's why
Like
yeah, go
I
ahead.
was about to say, and like with most things in this company, of course, this became a political thing because since it's against J.K. Rowling and it's for trans betterment in any sort of way, the right is coming in. Oh, look at all the lefties and let's own the trans people and all that shit,
Hmm.
and it even further hate promotes it. It's getting hate promotion from both sides, from the left
Oh
and the
yeah.
right,
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
and that's why I said I think a lot of the outrage is coming from bots or from people like you said, contrarians, people that are trolling. Like think about the whole situation with who was it? The Michael Myers movie where everybody was
Yeah.
saying it was a whole gay agenda all because it was a couple and the only people that were talking about it were the niggas on the right.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of people like to go over the top and stir the pot just because they want the right to try to shit on the left and shit
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
liberals.
Manufactured outrage, right? And I do
Exactly, yeah.
think that with this, there probably was and I think this is like sort of the perfect storm because there would have been backlash regardless. But when you manufacture even more, I mean, yeah, like you said, it ups the stakes. It makes it seem like it's so much bigger. Then all these magazines start covering. So guess what? At this point, now it's real.
Hmm.
Whether it was started by bots, whether it doesn't matter now because now it becomes fully real because Now you're talking. It's on Kotaku. It's on Dexerto. It's on CNN. Even nigga, it's on mainstream news. So it's like, all right, well now it's a whole thing now, and now people draw battle lines, and then again, there's people who are contrarians who just want to see y'all angry. So they gonna have to fuck around and play the game. And mind you, it's like to me, I treat it like the what's her name, the woman from the Mandalorian. What's her name, Gina something.
Yeah, the
I treat it
one that
like that.
fucked up a check to you.
She said what she said, and niggas came out, yeah, 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 and then proceeded to never support this woman's career because that's not
Yeah,
what it's about.
because all it is oh, she cares what I care about. Bet I'm not gonna support you though.
Yeah, so it's not about that. So it's
You
the
didn't
same
want
thing.
the cuck Star Wars money anyway, right?
So it's the same thing. You get all these people who they don't give a damn necessarily about Hogwarts Legacy or the game, but guess what? They might be a gamer. And oh, y'all mad about that? All right, let me see what all the fuss is about. I'm willing to lean into it. They play the game. Probably, maybe some niggas probably don't even buy the game. There's niggas online arguing
Mhm.
about this game right now who will not buy the game. So
Facts.
imagine you're a nigga who's not going to buy this game. I'm like, well, why aren't you gonna buy it? I don't really give a shit about it. So what are you arguing online for? Trigger the libs.
Literally.
Like, so that's why I'm like, bro, I just don't think it's worthwhile. I'm not going to sit up here and say it's useless because I don't think it's useless, but I just don't think it's worthwhile to spend your energy, your effort, and exhaust your emotional reserves over shit like this because these niggas are just doing what they can to get y'all riled up. And I mean, granted, it's gonna work because the person behind it is nasty, but it's just not. I just don't think it's worthwhile.
Yeah, that's why I refuse to argue with niggas online. I refuse.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's see. So transitioning from that to Nintendo Direct. Let's see. Everything announced. Everything announced. Metroid Prime remastered. There's one.
Ooh,
They
okay.
remastered the first Metroid Prime.
Is it gonna be? Oh, this is a remaster, not a remake. So it's gonna be the same thing, just on the Switch, right?
They literally released it today. They
Oh, it's
released,
already.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
shit,
yeah, yeah. After years of rumors, it's real and it's being released today.
that's damn okay. And it's being released today. That's some cool
hmm
shit. Okay.
So Pikmin 4 release date was revealed.
Oh yeah, I saw that niggas were hyped for Pikmin. Hell yeah, and
Yeah,
I get it.
that's coming July. They showed a new Link, the new Legend of Zelda game, the sequel to Breath of the Wild.
Yes, sir.
So that's coming out in May. It says they're gonna have Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games available on the Switch online
Oh,
uh,
okay.
starting today. The games available at launch are oh god, who wants to play any of these games?
I
Uh,
guarantee there's at least one weirdo.
the Game Boy games are just Tetris, Super Mario Land 2, The Legend of Zelda. Okay, that's one. Link's
Ooh, Super Mario.
Awakening, Gargoyle's Quest, Game and Watch Gallery 3, Alone in the Dark, Metroid 2, Wario Land 3, Kirby's Dream Land. A few at the end. A few at the end.
Okay, Kirby's Dream
Uh,
Land.
and those are just straight up Game Boys. Game Boy Advance games are Legend of Zelda, Minish Cap, Super Mario Advance 4, WarioWare, Kururin, I don't know, Mario Kart Super Circuit, and Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. That was a good game. That was a pretty good game. They said they're gonna add more in the future, and they tease some of those, including Pokemon the trading card game. Okay, Kirby Tilt and Tumble, Metroid Fusion, solid one. Fire Emblem, another solid one, and Golden Sun.
Ooh, Golden Sun. Okay.
Advance Wars 1+2 Boot Camp is gonna be released in April. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. The course pass will be released and adds a new course and a new racer. Birdo's the new racer. Shorty was in the last man. Anyway, Splatoon 3 expansion pass. Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe gets a new trailer and demo ahead of its February 24th release date. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 gets an expansion pass. I was close to buying that game, and then I saw gameplay, and I said, "Brother, man, this looks insane." So I'm like, "Yeah, y'all got it. This is too much. I'm good off of this." DLC plans for Fire Emblem Engage. A bunch of shit. It looks like I will not care about. Bayonetta Origins, Dead Cells, Return of Castlevania trailer. March 6th release for that.
Hmm.
Uh, Baten Kaitos, which is a card-based RPG game. Okay, something like that. Tron Identity, Professor Layton, and some other shit. Oh, they got a new dancing game, Samba de Amigo, Party Central.
Okay.
Um, Life is Strange Dev has a new game coming in June. Fantasy Life One, The Girl Who Steals Time. It's sort of like Animal Crossing type beat. Another Katamari game, a remaster from We Love Katamari, and all right, I think I'm done here. Oh, actually, no, I literally was done. There wasn't much left. So, a couple things out of there. Not much for me.
Yeah, Katamari Damacy for sure. That's definitely the one. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
jacking
so
that.
not too much for me, but some solid shit, I suppose. All right, so where do we want to go with what I presume to be our last topic?
We can talk about dead ends.
All right, well,
Um,
this is yours, so go ahead. Just shit off.
so there's something in the universe called dead ends, where it's basically you go to travel to a place that is so inconceivably. First off, this is all theoretical, obviously, because there's no way that we can actually do this. But scientists have conceived that there's things called dead ends, which is basically a point in the universe that is so far away from where you are currently that you will never be able to reach anything. And when I say reach anything, I mean you won't be able to reach your destination, and you also won't be able to go back to where you originally came from. Basically, you're stuck traveling forever where you can never get anywhere.
Hmm.
The reason for that is because the universe is constantly expanding, and at a certain point, you will go so far into the universe that the universe will be expanding so fast that you can no longer go backwards to your original starting point, and the universe is also expanding so fast in the correct direction that you'll never be able to reach your destination. So the universe is expanding so fast that where you started is too far away. You can't go backwards, and it's spreading so fast that there's no way you can reach your intended destination because it's faster than you can travel forward.
So basically, don't go nowhere in space.
I mean, you can go like to, something in this galaxy. Well, not now, but in the future, probably.
Yeah, I definitely think you know what. That's probably why in Star Wars they had the motherfucking hyperdrive joint. Nigga had to beat that.
Yeah, that's literally what it's for. Like you can't get to. First off, if it was possible for space travel, it
Why you
would be
saying
almost
if?
impossible for. Well, I mean, because right now we've only been to the moon, so I mean,
Yeah,
if
I'm never mind. Yeah, you got it.
you,
Nah, you
what
got it.
you,
You got it, bro. hundred
this
percent.
nigga is a traveler. He didn't even say nothing.
His ass is moving.
But no, I was about to say, even if we were capable of like super advanced space travel, we probably wouldn't be able to make it out of our own galaxy because the universe is so huge and ever expanding. Do you know how long it would take to travel from where we are to another galaxy?
Nah,
Well,
I'm gonna find out though.
I mean, I don't just got that number on the top of my head because it's big, but
It's a lot, but
it's a long time. So yeah, it's just crazy to think about. There's places you can go where you literally can't go anywhere. You're just stuck forever traveling.
like you just not moving fast enough to move faster than an expansion, so you just nowhere essentially.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I see. I looked this up. Apparently it's on like some creepy theories changing the way you think or some shit. I don't know if this is what you look, but
no, but that is a creepy theory.
yeah, they even have one like some monsters that you think are like heroes, like where it's just like, oh no, that's normal.
Monsters that you think are heroes.
No, it was basically saying like like niggas is sent from the future to smoke somebody, but in your head it's not gonna look right.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. Is that what is that? That's it.
That's it. That's the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Da, da, da. Somebody was talking about a video about a theory of like goop, where it was like we invent microbots used to break down waste, but eventually they would evolve to consume carbon-based matters, which, that's us. So it
Yeah.
would lead to them consuming all life on Earth. Interesting.
Oh,
Hmm.
I've seen that trope in like sci-fi related stuff a lot. Like I think Futurama even had an episode about that where they made a bunch of benders that started eating all the carbon life forms and almost destroyed the world.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I could
So
definitely see that.
that's a fairly common like trope in science fiction. It's a good one though.
This is a hilarious article. Time will end in 5 billion years. Physicists predict. Bro,
How do you know? How do you know?
you don't. Niggas just guessing. Yeah, no. So, that's where we at with that. What else we got? Uh, Last of Us.
The Last
Uh,
of Us for the last topic. That's
mm,
poetic
Previews,
in a way.
bro. I did dislike the fact that it was short. It was a relatively short episode.
Was it?
Um,
How long was this one compared to other episodes?
this one was 45. I think the last episode was like an hour and 15.
Oh,
So it's like yeah, a whole 30 minutes quicker.
yeah, but last season was like a movie.
Hmm.
Did I say last season? I mean, last episode was like a movie. Like the whole, not this last episode, the episode that was an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, no, I did feel like an entire movie by in and of itself. Yeah.
So I get why that one was long. They had a lot to flush out there. But I mean, if they really want to do a movie, they could do Sam and Henry's whole story and do a whole 2 hour backstory for everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's why I split up into two episodes because this one was 40. Do you remember Sam and Henry from the game?
No, not really. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't remember too much from the game, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't remember that much either. I just remember characters, but I don't remember real story beats. But Sam and Henry, I know is a super sad story. So get ready for Bill and Frank again.
No,
Times 10.
no, please, please, no. But yeah. So what else? What else? What else? The first part that was actually killing me was
Ellie's jokes.
well, Ellie's jokes are silly as hell. And then old boy siphoning the gas, and I was just thinking to myself like, y'all gonna travel thousands of miles and probably have to do this like 100,000 times. Like,
I was thinking like, how did y'all make it so far?
you
And
better
then
than me.
oh, what was you thinking?
No, I'm just saying you better than me. Like, nigga, I wouldn't have made it. Like, I wouldn't be doing
Oh
all
yeah,
that shit. Like, I wouldn't be doing all that shit.
I would have been in the fascist camp. It's better than getting eaten alive or getting raided.
Yeah, I mean, shit, you might be true. I ain't gonna hold you. Then them niggas were just sitting in the woods, cooling out. Um, and then yeah, so that whole
They was
thing.
eating ravioli. You can't forget that.
Oh
20
yeah,
years
that
old.
boy, he said that boy was good. That boy was good.
That boy was cooking. Uh,
What was he
can
cooking?
ravioli really last 20 years?
I mean, can it last 20 years? Probably, maybe. Should you eat it after 20 years? Definitely not. But
I mean, the apocalypse. What choice you got, honestly?
you don't have much.
Yeah,
Even that coffee that he was making that was musty. Um, and
yeah.
old
She
girl was
said it,
just
it tastes
yeah.
like burnt shit. Yeah,
So what else? What else? Da-da-da. The wild part was I thought was when they finally got to what was that? Outside Pittsburgh or wherever the hell they were. Or no, was that Kansas City? Sorry.
Kansas
Or
City, yeah.
yeah. And then niggas ran into the dude. Hell, as soon as I seen the dude stumbling to him, I was just like,
Oh
nah.
yeah, I knew. It was like, nah, keep going, Joe. You know better.
Uh-huh. And I was crying that they had the gunfight later on, and the part had me screaming where Ellie boomed him.
In the
Um,
back.
and one thing I did notice, I read something. It was saying like in the game it was a clean kill,
Yeah,
but
that
in
was
the
her first
show,
kill. Yeah.
they made it a lot more like agonizing, which I thought was actually more impactful. I definitely felt like it was stronger because you know what I mean. Like you just made it like, and even old boy, it's definitely like one of the, because oh boy, he was when I tell you he was begging.
Yeah.
Oh boy, he was
The
begging
nigga in
her.
his last 3 words were "mom" 3 times. Like,
No,
oof.
look, cause my mama not that far, right? She lived right up the road. Like brother man, brother man, brother man.
I gotta
It's
say, I felt no sympathy for
I
that
didn't
nigga
either.
at
I
all.
was like, yeah,
I
it's boom.
felt nothing.
I'm like, it's Boomtown, nigga. Fuck out of here.
First off, nigga, you just tried to kill me. Now you talk about, hey, we can work this out. We can trade. My mom's like, bitch, I don't fuck about your mom. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go kill her next.
you just tried to line me, nigga. You're finished.
You're
Like
done. You're cooked in these streets.
you're baked, nigga. You hear me? So yeah,
That
absolutely.
nigga, woo, he was begging, begging.
Baby, I'm begging. Baby, I'm begging. Like that nigga wanted out. Um, and so even the wild part with that woman, what was it? Kathleen was her name,
Yeah.
where she was interrogating that doctor, and then the part that was killing me was somebody was like, "Yo, you think that was you think he was the dude?" Da da da. Then they went back outside, and once she seen like, she was like, "This is Henry's work," and da
Yeah,
da da,
that's it.
and blah blah. And then after that, she was just like, "All right, that shit ain't move niggas the way I thought it was." I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna boom this nigga. We gonna get it started. It's Henry, nigga. He the problem for sure, for sure. Um, and then yeah, so it was definitely interesting that Joel was he definitely wasn't at all like trying to like give Shorty no props for like I don't know saving his life like
Because he was mad that she had a gun without, when he said not to give one. Because I
yeah
was
and
thinking the same thing, like, nigga, you would be. Well, he in a roundabout way, he did say, "I'm
and,
sorry for even putting you in that. I shouldn't
yeah, yeah,
have."
yeah.
Yeah,
And to me
but
I ain't even gonna hold you like I was gonna like I would just been like all right look I understand when I first boomed you took my shit away bro but like he got niggas coming give me my banger back like
yeah,
like give me my strap back bro I'm 1-0 bro like stop playing I'm undefeated like
what it up?
I'm 1-0 bro you better give me my shit back. Um, and even that part where they went to the basement, right? And they went to the basement, and there was that room that was undulating.
Oh yeah,
And then
squishing. Yeah, it
yeah,
was
Shorty left. It was
moving.
like, all right, let's just handle what we gotta handle, and we da da da. And
She
I
want
was
that nigga
looking at
Henry
old
bad.
boy. I was looking, yeah, I was about to say, yo, Henry, yo, finish, bro. Shit. But the part that blew my was, I was just like, oh boy, I would have snitched if I'm old boy. Like, no, no.
Nigga,
I saw
that
the
shit
ground.
is moving. Do you
I
see
saw the
this?
ground breathing, nigga. The,
Spongy.
the the soil was breathing, and that was concrete, nigga. That was rock, brother, man. When this shit blow up or whatever's under here gets up here, we gonna have a real deal. You talking about some seal the building off, and we'll be all right,
Nigga, it's already
man,
under the building, yo. It's
man. Now, granted, the only problem is you could tell like he one of them grunts where I'm gonna just follow orders, like yes sir, yes ma'am, like, and I'm like,
yeah.
man, I'm good off of that shit, bro. I'd have told, I'd have said, hey,
As
look,
soon
bro,
as we walked out,
hey y'all, that building breathing, the ground breathing in there. And even the other part where like Ellie was like, "Well, how you know that dude was trying to line us up?" And he was like, "Shit, I mean,
shit, that's what I would have did.
I know that's what I would have did. I mean, a couple times, they got to do what they had to do." I was like, "Oh damn, you was lying on them?" Nigga said, oh, my
I
leg.
mean, she's
Please,
like,
sir,
she
please.
said, "Do you ever kill any innocent people?" Now you know damn well. Come on,
They said, "Hey, look, man, it was a couple of y'all. I had to get what I had to get from. Like, I had to get my shit. Like,
had to get it
um,
how I live. Bro.
but one thing I did think was hilarious when they was climbing up that the staircase when they talking about that shit was 40 flights. I'm saying, man, look, I'd have got to like flight like 12. I'm like, all right, look, y'all, listen.
Ain't no way
Uh,
they coming all the way. They wanted to make sure they were safe though. So I mean,
yeah, I hear you, and it still didn't matter because them little, them little black boys found.
oh, you know monkeys climb hill.
It
Oh
was
man,
true, y'all,
that's
man. Hey, listen, y'all. It's been good. It's been great. And the crazy part was he was 33 flights up. So I'm like, bro, was y'all already up there? Or did y'all come up there to go get me? Like, what? How did y'all get up there?
they was hiding too. So
Yeah, so I guess so. And even that joke she told had me crying. I forgot what joke it was. Let's see.
the one. I mean, she told a bunch of jokes, but you mean the one that actually had Joel laugh?
Yeah, the one where he was just like
She
he's.
said, "Did you know diarrhea was hereditary because
Oh
it
yeah,
runs in the genes?"
yeah, yeah. I remember that. Yeah, yeah. That part had me crying. And then even Shorty was even saying like, "Listen, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, you laying on that glass down, but like I noticed, your right ear not really, it ain't really up to par." And sure enough, sure enough, his ass sure did not hear them boys creeping.
Now, was that foreshadowing?
Well, that one, and then two, the fact that he got the little mask paint on his face, like that's definitely Henry and Sam, is it not?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I was just talking about her. Was that a plot device or Chekhov's gun, or was that foreshadowing where she mentions that he can't hear and then gets caught right afterwards?
I think it's both because you want to build upon the character that like that his character is very careful, meticulous, and you know what I mean, like
But he's
dedicated
still
to make.
old, and so
But he's
he's
still just
still.
he's just a man with terrible hearing from booming niggas for 20 years. He be letting that shit go for so long he can't hear nothing. So yeah, so that's definitely what I thought was interesting. And I think in the game they encountered them too by like chance, right? It wasn't this, was it?
I know they definitely come up against. They come into a city. I think they did find Henry and Sam hiding, but just like you, it's been years since I've seen. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I couldn't even remember but yeah, so that's why I definitely do like that's why and even someone was even talking about the Kathleen woman when it was just like I think she's a textbook like Karen is what they call her. Like she has this perceived innocence, but she know exactly what she's doing. She not above lying. She not above using her image and the idea of an innocent white woman to basically lull you to sleep and do you bad whenever I need to. And then the fact that she's also trying to chase down two black children. I'm like, that's a good read. That's a good read.
I didn't even catch none of that.
Yeah, and it makes sense though because I did see some fake controversy over like people feeling like
Are you
her.
serious?
Yeah, you already know. I
Everything
know
got
you
a
know exactly
controversy
what
over
it
that.
is.
Oh
Like
my god.
some fake controversy over her body or this and that. I'm like, man, she ain't good. I don't know what y'all talking about. What y'all talking about? So, but yeah, man, that's so. It's been good so far, man. I haven't had any. They've been giving us some solid shit, man. Some solid shit. I gotta tell you.
Oh yeah. And it ain't gonna stop. It seemed like this is definitely gonna be the best video game adaptation now.
Yeah, and I definitely think like HBO having passed on what was it, The Walking Dead years ago. Like they're like, nah, we're gonna get it back in blood now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely get mine. Like they gonna treat this shit like it's The Sopranos. I ain't gonna hold you. So it definitely is. It's interesting, man. We'll see what we got going on, man. Again, I ain't played the game in so long. I genuinely don't remember what comes next. So It's one of the ones where like I enjoy.
I'm just along with the ride, just like
Yeah,
everybody
like
else.
I enjoy having some bare background understanding, but not really remembering. So yeah, but that's it. That's all I got. You got anything else?
I'm good. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get something to eat.
Yeah, that's a fact. Well, ladies and gents, been another one. It's episode 82. Any last words now?
No, let's get it.
All right. You should walk the plank now.